Hey everybody, welcome. I don't know what's going on with my Twitch thing, but it looks like I've been rated by Watch It Played. Thank you, Rodney, Matthew, and Paula. Much appreciated. I'm like in the middle of trying to figure out everything that's going on here in the studio, but I've got the raid helmet, so that counts, right? Hello, Kabuki Kid. Hello, Herbs Gavin. Hello, Beth Sobel. Hello, Dwalzy. Hello, Matthew Dunson. Hello, Legends DM. Hello, Panda Angel. Hello, the Jeff Q. Thank you so much for the raid. I hope I see Book of Nerds as well, Legends DM. Hornets 34, Reality 59, Beyond Dead 13, Legends DM again. Thank you, friends. Welcome. This is Tabletop Tonight. This is actually a special edition of Tabletop Tonight because I'm here on the West Coast, so it's actually morning. It's about 10 a.m., just about to turn 10 a.m. And what I'm doing today is, let me see if I can pull this up. It is my wrap-up. It's Ruel's wrap-up. I'm going to be talking about the 18 games I played last month. So I usually do these like at the first week of the month to wrap up the previous months, and I just realized today is September 30th, and I need to talk about my games I played in August before it's October. So then in October, I can talk about the games I played this month in September. But thank you again for the raid, Rodney and Watch It Played, and all the amazing people over there. I really appreciate it. Hello, everybody. James is in the house as well. Falfon is here. Foglight 11. Good to see everyone here. Wow. It's fun getting raided first thing in the morning, friends, and I appreciate it. My raiding helmet is off to you. Why don't we start things off as we usually do here on the channel? I like to talk about stream snacks. And speaking of channel, let me put the little logo here so y'all know that it is Tabletop Tonight, the AM edition. Talk about stream snacks. I had some leftovers from breakfast, actually. I was going to eat pancakes. So here's the thing. I was going to eat pancakes, and I had some pancakes. Michelle had made some pancakes the other day. They're actually ube pancakes, so I'm super stoked. They're really delicious. I was super stoked to eat them this morning. I forgot we had them in the freezer, and I actually just took some leftovers from dinner last night and had those. So my breakfast today was an early breakfast of ravioli, beef ravioli from one of our, well, not really local, but our one of our favorite Italian markets here in LA. Panda Angel, hello. Tantaloris, hello. Good to see y'all here. Excuse me. Legends DM has a sausage breakfast check. Legends, that was one of my favorite things to back in the day to eat was sausage breakfast jacks. I prefer sausage over bacon. I know that's like a controversial thing to say these days, but sausage. I was always a sausage fan. I do still enjoy bacon, but I think I prefer bacon added to other stuff is not necessarily like the main like meat of a breakfast. I like it when I add it to like a bacon wrapped steak or something like that, right? I've been fiddling with my cameras this morning, so excuse the impromptu tech stuff here. Panda's got ramen with carrots and eggs. Ooh, breakfast ramen, yum! I gotta hydrate, folks. Don't forget to stay hydrated. That's good. I hope your week's been going well, friends. It's been busy for me. I feel like I've been playing catch up ever since Gen Con. It took me a couple of days just to recover. I don't know, the time change always throws me off. And I feel, I was in Central time zone, then Eastern time zone, then coming back to Pacific. And it always messes with me. And then it's just, I'm not as productive as I want to be. So emails get piled up, messages go unreplied. And just the other day, I started replying and starting to catch up, and I feel like I've got a good handle on it. And then here's the thing. So I'll be all caught up by tomorrow. And then on Sunday, I leave again for another trip. So I'm excited. It's been announced. I'm super thrilled to be going out to Florida to hang out with the Dice Tower crew. I'll be playing games with them as part of their Autumn Spectacular. So if you're interested, check out the Dice Tower. There was a lot of information out there. All the games we're going to be playing. I know the one game I know I'm going to be playing. I don't know if they've said who's playing what, but I will spoil one thing. I am playing Blood Rage with Sam Healy, and I'm so happy because I know that's his game. I love Blood Rage as well. We've got a couple other players. I'm really looking forward to that. Kabuki's kid says their breakfast was boring. Had instant breakfast. I like them because I can drink it in the car. Yeah, breakfast on the go, right? That's always a helpful thing in these busy days. Book of Nerds had chorizo and eggs. Oh, chorizo is always good. And Book of Nerds, are you streaming? I will raid you right after this, friend, if you are streaming. I don't think this stream won't go too long. I'm just be talking about games. This is something I really want to become excuse me, become a regular part of the content I create is these type of look backs and talking about games. And I think I've been caught by the Rado bug a little bit, where I just really enjoy hanging out with him every week on the R&R show talking about games. And I still want to bring that sort of do my own solo thing here, where I talk about games I've played and do these fun top 10 lists and stuff. But this time, what I usually do is I normally talk about the games I played the previous month in chronological order. So like, hey, on the first day of August, I played this. Second day, I played this, and so forth. This time, I'm taking more of Rado's approach, and more of the, I think other people do this approach as well. I think the Brothers Murphy done this, where we look back at the games we played the previous month, but we rank them in order of, preference. So in this case, I played 18 different games last month. And then I'm going to rank them from 18th, which I like the least, all the way to the first, which I like the most. And I mean, honestly, all 18, I would totally play again. It's not like I played a horrible game or a bad game. I just preferred other games over the others. GB Glazer, hello, GB Glazer. Hi, Beth. Beth had, I like Instant Breakfast, but the name feels vaguely threatening. Yeah, it sounds sort of like sci-fi-ish, if you ask me. Excuse me, Legends, like the chocolate one. You mix it with milk, nothing to it. Ooh, cool. So yeah, 18 games. Speaking of Beth, folks, Beth got her Kickstarter. By the way, congratulations again, Beth. You crushed your Kickstarter goal. I'm so happy for you. The River and Stone playing cards, folks, you can see those. You can back those right here. I'm going to drop a link right in the chat. Hi, Slivers. Good to see you here. Happy, what is today? Happy Thursday, friend. Yeah, there's the Kickstarter link to Beth's River and Stone cards. Wow. Got over $35,000, over 1,000 people players. That's amazing, and those cards are beautiful, friends. I mean, you can look on here on Twitch or on YouTube for the VOD of I played some solitaire games using the deck of cards. So nice, so nice. All right, Sliver said he just sent the longest Twitter message ever. Nice. Book of Nerds, I need to remind myself to back it. Yeah, cards. They're beautiful. I love the fact that it combines, critters and, nature scenes. And it's just, as a longtime poker player, you just get used to seeing the same old diamonds, clubs, spades, hearts. And what Beth has done is just really transformed these. I feel like just made them such little beautiful works of art, right? Can't wait to see the final version. Kabuki tea, Earl Grey, hot, and breakfast transport to stomach, please. Yeah, nice little shout out to Captain Picard. Herb says, "Tell me when I can redeem a card flourish." Oh yeah, we want to see Herb's Gamut do some of those card flourishes. Herbs, I've been meaning to ask you about that. I mean, I know you do. Were you I don't know if you're a practicing magician or an amateur magician. I mean, those flourishes are sweet. Or were you a card player, perhaps? Love to hear your story. Okay. Let's get into the wrap up. So this is Ruel's wrap up, the 18 games I played in August. And I don't really have anything set up as far as what I wanted to share here. Let me get this going. So I wanted to do like what we do on Rado's channel, where I share straight from the BGG page, the BGG information and so forth, so you can see the game for yourself. So what I'm going to do is, okay, here's what I'll do. Boom, boom, boom. And hello, Heroic Logic. Hello, and Time Roller. Always nice to see the whoops. There it is. Oh, good to see y'all here. Thank you for joining me this morning. I'm talking about the 18 games I played in August. Feel free to let me know what you've been playing. Again, we're almost at the end of September. My August wrap up is super late, but hey, at least I got it within the month of September. That was what I was excited about. So let's get going over here. My number 18 game. Again, I'm ranking the games from least to favorite. The 18 I played. The number 18 game I played was the Tetris strategy game. So this one, I was excited. I mean, beyond excited about, because Michelle and I, and especially Michelle, huge fans of Tetris, and it was a Phil Walker Harding game. I mean, this. What else do you want, right? Phil Walker Harding, Tetris. Let me get the page up here. Let me share. So I'm going to share the BGG screen so y'all can take a look at it. Now, with excited as I was, I surprised Michelle with this just as a surprise. You know, I bought her the game, and this was I don't know if it's still exclusive to Target, but it was exclusively at Target for a little bit, and it really is Tetris, this board game. You physically have those little Tetris pieces, polyominoes. You're dropping them in, sort of like, remind me of a drop it, where you actually drop the pieces in here, and then you're trying to complete rows and bonuses. And just like drop it, if you can see here, you have these. Here's the thing I was doing with Rado's channel stream yesterday too. I was having trouble. Okay, if you can see here, you're dropping, and if one of your shapes lines up with a corresponding color or shape, then you get a bonus. You get like bonus points and stuff. It's a fun game, but it's unfortunate that I feel like it wasn't as great as I wanted it to be. And Michelle and I both, it fell a little flat with us. The gameplay is smart. It's really crisp. And I mean, it's just like Tetris. You're just pulling cards, drawing cards, and those shape you have to drop. But the components, unfortunately, as cool as they looked, and it seemed like they were problematic. They would get stuck. And then as you build your little wall of Tetris shapes, it was really hard to see. Like we were like, wait, did we complete this row or column? Do these colors, where do things match up? And because you have these like missions that you're trying to complete as well. It was disappointing, and it was even though it's a Phil Walker Harding game, praise be, as Bros Murphy say, it just, the components really did it in, unfortunately. I would love to see them try it again, because I mean, look how cool this looks. I mean, it's Tetris, right? But I mean, if you see the colors, I feel like they're not as vibrant as they are in real life. And I feel like it's such a bummer, but it's not like I wouldn't play it again. It's just, it wasn't as good as I thought it would be. So that's Tetris, the strategy game. That's my number 18 games that I played last month in August. Let me check this out. Heroic Logic, you have an amazing. Oh, thank you so much. I'm going to put that. Thank you so much, Heroic Logic. I appreciate that. I love the community here on Twitch, and y'all that hang out with me and my wife, Michelle, and sometimes our daughter, Lauren. We really appreciate how y'all have taken us in to the community and been part of it as well. Thank you so much. James says, I passed game along. I explained not bonus score. Yeah, James, I agree. Yeah. This one too, I prefer Barron Park over other Phil Walker Harding games. Agreed, James. I think Barron Park, as far as polyominoes in that really, Phil Walker Harding sense, that's my favorite one. He also does Silver and Gold, the Roll and Write, which I enjoyed too. But I think Barron Park is the winner of his games. And also, James brings up a great point. It was $18 at the time. I think the list price might be like 22. It's totally accessible. And again, these games are really good for drawing new gamers in, right? People who are casual gamers or, who like video games, say, hey, there's a Tetris board game. Let's get it. And I think it's good enough to like, hey, this may spark the interest of a new gamer to the hobby. And it's like, hey, maybe we can find other games like this and so forth. As far as those of us who are in the hobby, I think this is a nice little filler, but that's ultimately done by its components. Okay, let's move on. I want to thank you all again for joining me. This is the top 18 games I played in August, and the next game that I'm going to be talking about, let's move over here, is number 17, the Kim Joy's Magic Bakery. This is such a delightful little cute card game, set collection. And I'm not one who follows Kim Joy or the Great British Bake Off, is it? But Michelle and Lauren are huge fans of the show and huge fans of Kim Joy. And I just started getting acquainted with Kim Joy, just mainly through the game, which is sort of cool, right? This is a case of where a game got me to check out what's going on in popular culture, and I enjoyed this. This is a really fun cooperative card game. It's light, and you're basically just gathering ingredients from a tableau to build and to create your baked goodies. So here, I mean, it's bright, it's colorful, and another fine example, actually an excellent example of a game geared towards the mass market or more the casual or non-gamers, and this is something that can capture their attention, and if they enjoy the gameplay enough, then they may get into the hobby. So this is a really great gateway style game. We had a lot of fun with it. Michelle was really into the theme, of course, and I mean there's Kim Joy right there. With someone had made the I forgot what it was called, but the raspberry pavlova. There it is, right there on the card. They actually included a recipe in the game where you can make that. And I know the Brothers Murph did as well. That it was funny watching their TikToks as they went through the process. Hey, brothers! Speaking of Brothers Murph, they're in the house. Hey, Nick and or Mike, good to see y'all here. I'm just talking about the 18 games I played last month because I figured my August Ruel wrap up better happen sometime in September because it's gonna be October and I'm gonna have to be talking about my September games. So I'm ranking them this month. So number 18, if you're just joining us, was Tetris, the strategy game. Phil Walker Harding game, praise be. But unfortunately didn't live up to what Michelle and I wanted in a Tetris game. It was good, but just the components were not as good as we had hoped. Number 17 is one we're talking about right now, Kim Joy's Magic Bakery. This was really fun. There's Kim Joy, the little first player token. It's a cooperative game. You are working together to finish your a list of baked goods. So I think it's like, you have to get like 5 of them done. It's harder than you think. That's what I was really surprised. It was much tougher than we thought. It took us, I think we played twice. We might on when we live streamed it. I think we might have lost the first game and then barely won the first or the second. So that was really nice. Kim Joy's Magic Bakery. I would highly recommend if you're a fan of the show. All right, so let's move on to the next game. So I got number 16. These are the games I played last month. Number 16. This one, I haven't looked at this list for a while. So this is nice to see. This one is number 16. That's it. There it is. Clip Cup Parks, a game from Renegade Game Studios, and this is the only game I can honestly say that has scissors in it. This is a cutting game, a cut and write, or a roll and cut game. The first one, and probably only one that I know of. I feel, I can't think of any other game that does this mechanism. It really is like a roll and write, where you roll the die and it's going to tell you what to cut. And so instead of writing, you're cutting. So you're cutting out bits of your park and your little city here. And you're trying to make score the most points by cutting in these little, let me see if I can show a card here. These cards here. Okay, here it is. You're trying to build these parts from your score sheet. And as you cut the little parts, they're going to go onto these cards. And once you complete a card, you get a bonus. And then you move on. And it's a race to the first 5. The player with the first 5 cards completed wins. And there's like easy tiebreakers as well. It's like whoever has the least amount of trash. So anytime you cut something, and this happens a lot actually, where you cut something and it accidentally falls off because you didn't plan your cuts right. And that piece, if it cannot fit on a card, you crumple it up and it is trash. So whoever has the least amount of trash at the end wins the tie break, and I think there's another tie break after that as well, because the ties are often not too often, or maybe we broke them a bunch. I don't remember, but we Michelle and I played this. We live streamed it. It's just a random stream, and we forgot how much we like this game. It's a nice little puzzle, and again, it's different than any other game that we have in our collection, which I always appreciate. Me Hammer Time's in the house. Hi, Me Hammer Time. Rolling with Rock is here as well. Good to see everyone. Stream is working. Kabuki Kid. The stream is working. Had nothing since I got here. Just refresh. Okay. Yeah. We are live, Kabuki Kid. Thank you. And we're just talking about my number 16 game played last month, Clip Cut Parks. And I love the fact it comes with these kid-friendly scissors. And it's a nice little puzzle. So that's number 16. Let's move on to my next game, and I want to welcome everyone who is just joining us. This is the Ruel wrap up. I do this once a month, usually at the start of the month, where I look back at the games I've been playing in the previous month. But September, I mean, I went on the big road trip to Stonemaier Design Day, Gen Con, and I've been playing catch up ever since. So this got pushed back to the end of the month, and I'm going to be doing a Ruel wrap up for September, probably like in a week or so. So you're going to be here listening to me do these wrap ups probably back to back weeks, or actually no, maybe I'll wait 2 weeks because I've got the Autumn Spectacular over at Dice Tower happening, so I'll be busy there. Let me see what my next game is. So that's 16. Let's go to 15, and this is an interesting one. I'm looking forward to talking about this because I didn't think I was going to like this game, to be honest with you. But, why don't I just shut up and show you? This is number 15, the Friday the 13th Horror at Camp Crystal Lake. This was a sponsored stream from the op. I saw the game, and I wasn't really too sure about it. But it was a lot of fun. It's as far as the theme, Friday the 13th, I mean, does it come through? I think it does a little bit. But the game is fun. It's basically quartz reskinned, and it's a press your luck game where you're going in this little bag and pulling tokens out. And as you get tokens, you can collect those for points and other things. But if you pull 2 Jason tokens, you're out of the round. You have 1 Jason token, that's fine. And there are some things where it'll mitigate that, where you can, put it back in the bag, or what else? You can, you can put it back in the bag, or you can, basically hose your neighbors, like give them stuff as well, mess with them. It's got a little bit of take that. So it's a lot of fun. I was surprised by it. And I was really glad we partnered with the op to stream it because it was surprising. So here's like one of the characters, right? The jock, the counselor. As you collect the tokens, these are all worth different points. And if you get combinations, that's where it gets, you can score a lot of points, because it's sort of like poker. If you have like 3 of a kind or 2 pairs or whatever like that, you'll get additional points on top of the values of that. So I think I like that because it helps you, try to push for these certain combinations. And also this main board here, let me see if I can pull it up. Is there a picture? I don't think there's a picture of it here. Oh, here. Where's the main picture? Okay, there. You're trying to complete these missions here to get even more points and special abilities. So it is quartz. If you've ever played quartz, it's a quartz reskin, and it's a lot of fun. So surprising, and it was the perfect game to play on Friday the 13th. So that's what we played on August Friday the 13th. Michelle and I enjoyed that. Foglight says, "Oh, Foglight is actually currently wearing a Camp Crystal Lake T-shirt. Nice, Foglight." Yep, of Dutch Yoda. You guessed it. Happened to be on Friday, and it's a light, fun game. Let me think. It probably took us. Before we streamed it, I think it was like maybe 35 minutes. It may go longer with more players, which this is the type of game I wouldn't want to play for like an hour. So around that 45 minutes time, that's about as far as I like. And we definitely got it within that time. Don't forget to stay hydrated, friends. Okay. That was number 15, Friday the 13th. And yes, I did think about just putting this at my number 13 spot, but I didn't do it. All right, let's move on. The number 14 game is, I'm going to get it ready here on the screen here right before I share it, because I want to look like a professional. Number 14 is Saloon Tycoon. This was another sponsor stream from Van Ryder Games. This one I played before, actually years ago. I played this one with my buddy Darrell B. Gaming at our local gaming meetup. He had bought a copy of the game, and he's a big like Western fan. He loves any like Western themed games. I know Darrell had Western Legends for a while. He had this one, and anything. I don't know if he had like, what was the one, the not Dexterity. It was like gosh, a couple of years ago. It had the little, you created the little wagons. It was like you're trying to rob. It's like a train robbery. Gosh, it was such a big game too a couple of years ago. Anyone know what I know y'all know this. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. Um, I think it might have won like a spiel, not Saloon Tycoon, but this game I'm trying to remember. But anyways, Saloon Tycoon. We were just talking about Friday the 13th had some Take That. This has a little Take That as well. But when Michelle and I streamed it, I don't think we did as much Take That as we could have. We just focused on building our little town. So you're building your town here. And Cult Express. Thank you, Kabuki Kid. Cult Express is that correct? And yes, Herb Gambit. I love seeing the building go up in 3 days you play. Yeah, we really enjoyed that as well. You're using little cubes, your resources. You put them on your foundation, then you build on top of that the little roofs and the floors. You have a poker room. You could have here the garden, vault, and so forth. And you score various points. And here's the layout. These are all the different boards that you are on there. Here's the town. Each player is going to get one of these and build their part of the town. You start with a saloon and you build outwards. Really fun game. I think it plays best at 3 or 4 players. 2 was fine, but I can tell I just felt like the interaction would have been better, I think, at 3 or 4. Having said that, I remember the Take That. It might not be everyone's jam, but I do enjoy this game. This is, let me see. Oh yeah, here are the different cards that you'll have. These are the different citizens and baddies in town. You'll collect them. Oh, here they are right here. You have the different buildings. They have abilities and so forth. Then you have action cards that you'll play and do stuff. Really fun game. I'm not always the biggest Western fan, but this one I felt like it was fun. It was fine. And Michelle and I enjoyed it. Here's a picture, or Herb was talking about this, where the buildings, you can actually see them going up. And that's just really, as far as table presence, I really enjoyed that. And Brothers Murph had Colt Express. Thank you. One thing people complain about, I don't know if you can see it here, the scoring track it is, people gave them grief over the scoring track, and I have to agree, it's not very good. It is like this windy thing, just really weird. And your meeples, the score barely stay on place, can barely fit there. Just really weird. But now they are coming out with a second edition, which improves that racetrack or scoring track. And also they tighten up the game. Apparently there's an expansion, I believe. Yes, there is an expansion, but it's not part of this second edition from what I understand. Like they didn't incorporate it in the second edition base game. But that's Saloon Tycoon, fun little game. And let's move on now. I've got to my number 13, which could have been Friday the 13th, but it's not. But my Friday the 13th, my number 13 game is one of my favorite designers of all time. It could be my favorite designer. I have a few favorites, but it comes as no surprise. Reiner Knizia's Decathlon. The good doctor, by his with his generosity, he gave us this free roll and write many years ago. Let me share the screen. It's literally just, you go to his website or even BGG and you download a score sheet and rules and you're good to go. It just takes 6-sided dice. And we actually used this during August, during the Summer Olympics, because we had the TLN Decathlon, the TLN Olympics, that is. All of us on TLN, and then we had audience viewers participate as well, where we played several games, a bunch of games of Decathlon. It's a push your luck game, and each little game, there's like 10 mini games within it. So you're playing like, the discus, 100-meter dash, and so forth. They all use 6-sided dice, and they always use them differently and cleverly. I really enjoy this one. Like sometimes you want to roll high numbers, sometimes you want to roll low numbers. Other times you want to roll a mix of both, and you're going to take some of the dice you rolled in the first phase and use them in the second phase. It's so clever, and they can totally, I don't know if they have or not. I don't know if they've like repackaged it and they sold it as, no, they haven't. It's just a print and play right now. But highly recommend if you haven't played it, friends. It's one of the better, it's such a delightful little roll and write. I think it's one of the better ones out there. If you like Yahtzee, this is like a better version of Yahtzee, and it plays way quicker. This here, BGG says 45 minutes. I've never played a game that takes that long. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe if you played it 4 players and you only had one set of dice and took turns consecutively, I guess. But the way we played at home and just, even on, online, we just, simultaneous roll with your own set of dice. It's totally easy. Kabuki Kid asks, ever play the Sid Saxon Roll and Write? Came out a few years ago, finally rebranded as Can't Stop. No, I've heard about it, Kabuki Kid. I would love to play that. I love Can't Stop, and a roll and write version of that sounds fun. I would totally do that. Dutch Yoda, you are my other favorite designer. I will say that. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Kanitsi is up there. I love his games because, and I've talked about this before, because his games, low rules overhead, tons of strategy. Game like my favorite, Samurai. It takes 5 to 10 minutes to learn, and it's amazing. Another game, Blue Lagoon, Ingenious, High Society, Raw. I mean, come on, we can be here all day. The guys had over like 600-700 designs. We could be here all day, but it's wonderful. Panda Angel says, I don't do well with Push Your Luck. Yeah, Michelle loves Push Your Luck, and I tend to bust, but it's so much fun. And games like Kubitos, has incorporated it really well. Rolling Rock with Rock says, shouldn't take more than 10-20 minutes. Yep. Rolling Rock would never played it before TLM, but liked it. Yeah, agreed. Right? It's so good, and it's free. Download a sheet, or use your iPad to play on the PDF or whatever, and get some dice or even a dice app. You're good to go. That is Reiner Knizia's Decathlon. All right, let's move on. My number 12 game. Thank you again for joining us, folks. I'm looking at the 18 games I played last month in August, and I've ranked them in order of which ones I like the best. So gone through 18 to 13. Number 12, and let me get it ready here on BGG. This one's from, now it's being published by Deepwater Games. It is Claim. This one, I got to shout out the Brothers Murph for this, because they talked about it a ton. They really like it. I finally got a copy and really enjoyed it. Michelle and I love this game. Now, this one is definitely an in-your-face game. You're battling with your opponent, but it's a trick-taking game. And it's by Scott Alms. And I need to share the screen because I totally forgot to. It's by Scott Alms, it's another one of my favorite designers. He's the one who does all the Tiny Epic games, Tiny Epic Galaxies, and so forth. And Scott has done this wonderful 2-player trick-taking game, which you say 2-player trick-taking games, you usually think of Fox in the Forest. Fox in the Forest Duet, or Duel, or I think it's called Duet, and so forth. I like Claim better. This one, it's just, for me, it's more my jam. It's more, it is in your face, because, I mean, I wouldn't even call it in your face. It's just, you're playing against an opponent, and you're trying to take the most tricks, but at the same time, you're trying to score the majority of each suit. So you're at the end of the game, whoever has the most cards and like spades or hearts or whatever gets, if you get 3 out of the 5, you win. In this case, the suits, they're been replaced by characters, monsters like ghouls or goblins, the undead, trolls, and so forth. And each one has a different ability. Some just play for the value and you win the trick. But then the cards that you've won during the first phase, and I like this, you play one phase, play all the tricks, you're going to get cards. The second phase, you're going to play tricks again and use those to score as well. So it's a really neat game. I highly recommend it. I think, Amanda, I played this with you last at Game House. And I don't know if you, I wasn't sure if this was really Amanda's jam. I really enjoyed it. Michelle and I love this game, and it's quick. It's like 20 minutes or so. Amanda says Ruel crushed me. Yeah, it was one of the few times I actually beat Amanda a game. So we really enjoy this. What's cool is, so it comes with, I think it's 5 factions or races in the first one. There's a bunch of expansions. There's Claim 2. There's a bunch of the Claim 2 is like standalone expansion, and then you can mix and match factions. So they have promos. They just sell separate decks. It's really expandable. Really fun game. If you're looking for a 2-player trick-taking game, Claim is a good one. Aubrey Cello, thank you for stopping by. Aubrey says, love the Tiny Epic games. Yes, Aubrey, I love the Tiny Epic games. What's your favorite? Mine is definitely Tiny Epic Galaxies, which I also love with the expansion. But I love that base game because it's dice rolling. I love a good dice chucker. Rolling with Rock says, Ellen Nolan from Deepwater played a bunch against each other on stream. Oh, it was really fun to watch. Cool. Awesome. Okay, let's move on. So we are looking at the 18 games I played last month, and I'm ranking them in order of best or least favorite to most favorite. This one, here's another one that surprised me. I have to credit my friend Rado for showing me or getting me interested in this game. This was number 11, The Coldest Night, by Brian Bourgeon. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, Brian, but this was released a few years ago from Indie Cards and Games. I've played this solo. I have not played this multiplayer, but it's a cooperative game, and that's why Rado liked it. Him and Jen play this. I think he did a run through of it as well, but I know he really enjoyed it. You're just trying to stay alive, during the coldest night. And what you're doing is playing cards. It's a card-driven game. And these are things you're burning to keep the fire going and to keep yourself warm. And you're also trying to get to the next morning, because if you don't, if the fire goes out, it's just too cold and you freeze to death, and that is it. And the game is over. It's a cooperative game, so you're trying to find cards that can play into, depending on the number that you have here. You play cards into the fire, and the card that you have, you'll see on the right number, that's the ash value, I believe. The card on the left number is the burn value. You have to be able to throw those into the fire and match up values. Basically, you can't go over, and if you do, then bad things happen. If you play certain cards, it'll give you some of these tokens that help you through the night. They can discard cards. You can redraw. It'll give you special abilities where you can skip turns and so forth. So you're just trying to get through the entire deck of cards play them all, basically. I think it's all or everything except the final ones in your hand. No, I think it's all. It was way harder than I thought. I got crushed the first time. Second time I was playing, I got closer, but still lost. So I've not won this game yet, and I need to give it another shot, I think. By the way, I want to let everyone know that if you're here for the first time, thank you so much. My name is Ruel Gaviola. Tabletop Tonight is when I usually play games, either by myself, with my wife, Michelle, or our family, with our daughter, Lauren. But I do these wrap-ups where I look back at the games I played in the previous month. And I want to welcome you all and thank you for joining me today. I do analog alerts here on the channel, and I see that I have some new followers. And I want to thank Aubrey Cello for following, and also some cheers as well. So first, whenever we have a new follower on the channel, Felicia the Followfish comes by and swims around, says hello, welcomes new followers, and then she swims away. And I usually say all of us here in studio, but I and all of you in chat, we say, bye, Felicia. Thanks for the follow, Aubrey Cello. Much appreciated. We also have Retna49 has cheered 100 bits. Retna, thank you for cheering. And whenever you spend bits here, our friend Benny the Bits Bear. Hello, Retna49. Thank you, friends. Anytime you spend bits, I come out of hibernation. I am Benny the Bits Bear. And let's all sing my theme song, shall we? Ready? Benny and the bits, 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 bits. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum. Thanks for the bits. That's how we roll here, folks. That's the best you're going to get as far as alerts go here on Tabletop Tonight. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the support. Oh, I guess I should have gone to full screen here for that. But hey, that's how we roll. Thanks for all the bye Felicias in chat. Let's move on to my number 10 game. And that's a good point. Kabuki Kid says, clip that, and that is evidence enough to get Ruel 5150. There's plenty of evidence that on the internet, my friend. My number 10 game. Oh yeah, this one. Okay. So I haven't seen this list in a while. I created this list, when I finish the games, and I haven't seen them. So it's bringing back some nice memories. Number 10 game, Tattoo Stories. A drawing game from Eric Slauson. Sorry, Eric. Published by Bicycle Games. This is a drawing game, and if you're familiar with Telestrations or what's the other one? Well, Telestrations is a big one. Then he actually has another one called Monstrosity, which is terrific. Tattoo Stories, I think, was published before Monstrosities, but they, yeah, that's right. Yeah, Monstrosity was the newest one. Tattoo Stories, fun game where you are actually tattoo artists, and the customer gets cards, right? And your cards are going to tell the artist what you want drawn on your body, and it's always wacky stuff. Let me see if they have any examples here. Yeah, here they are. Like stuff like feather, high heels, yin yang, monster truck, butterfly. And you're going to pick 3 of those as the customer and then tell the artist what you want. Now, here's the fun thing. As the artist, as the other people draw, they cannot lift their pen they cannot erase because it's a tattoo, right? So if you mess up, you're going to have to, figure out a way to clean it up. You draw for like a minute or 2, and then it's a voting game. So, the artist or the customer will vote who they felt captured each specific part of their tattoo the best. Then you play a couple rounds, and then the most points wins. But come on, let's be honest. These type of party games, it's not about the score. It's all about it's about having fun. It's about all the process of doing it. Like Telestrations, I don't think I know how to score that game. I think you get the cards, whoever does the most drawings, or I don't know, but Telestrations, so much fun. I love playing that game. Same thing with Tattoo Stories. It's about the journey, right? I want to shout out. Oh, Aubrey Cello's also cheered 100 bits. Thank you, Audrey. And also thank you, Retna, for resubscribing. Appreciate it. Why don't we bring our friend, Benny the Bits. Thank you, Aubrey. Thank you for spending the bits. This is Benny the Bits Bear. You spend bits, I show up, I come out of hibernation, and I help ruin Ruel's voice. But hey, it's all good because it is Twitch, and we love Twitch. Yay, Twitch. Yay, live streaming. Back to the show. Bye, friends. Thanks for spending the bits, Aubrey. Much appreciated. Dutch Yoda says, keeping score takes the party out of a party game. Correct, my friend. Correct. And much love to you as well, Aubrey, to you and the fam as well. Thank you so much. Rolling with Rock says, there was a Van Halen album by that name. Nice. Yes. 5150. That's what I learned. I learned 5150 from the Van Halen album because Eddie Van Halen had that. He had it on his guitar for years. And, a reporter asked him, what's that mean? And it's like, it was the police code for, I think, mentally unstable or something like that. But yeah, there it is. Yep. Eddie's studio was called 5150. Nice. All right. So we are at the top 10 now, the games I played last month. Number nine. We need Eric Summer here. Where is Eric Summer? We could just pretend he just said that. Number 9. Number 9 is a game that we picked up at Target, I believe. Yes, it is. This is Trails, a Keymaster games. And Keymaster actually, I think they sponsored, was it the August show of TLN? Oh my gosh, my mind is going. But we did partner with them. They were wonderful to partner, sponsor. Trails came out last, was it August? Or it might have been end of July. I forget. But it is the little sibling to Parks. And I actually played Trails first with Michelle, and this was an insta hit, like insta hit. We just loved it. You are walking along this path and collecting resources, and you're trying to turn those resources into badges, and you can also take photos. Those are all points. And when you get to the intro, you go back. So it's got this like, gosh, how do you is it like almost like Tokaido, that movement where whoever's in last place gets to go first, which is really neat. And then what I liked about it is as you get to the end of the trail, you can collect badges, but then you go back. And as you go back, the tiles turn over because it's becoming nighttime, right? And then that's when the abilities change. So you get more resources on certain things. You get different exchange rates. Really cool game. We enjoyed it, and I loved it so much that I started seeking out Parks, and I actually ended up playing it in St. Louis. My friend Lydia, we met up at Miniature Market, and they had a copy in their library. So Miniature Market, you pay $5. You can play games all day long if you want. You can bring in food. You can go out and come back for that $5. You can play. They have like hundreds of games. It's wonderful. And Lydia found Parks, and we just learned it right there. I remembered some of the stuff from Trails. So Trails takes similar things from Parks, Parks is a little more, obviously a little more in depth, but Trails is so good. I love this. Michelle and I big fans. We played it with our friends Daryl and Abby a couple of times, and always have fun with this. Yes, Keymaster did sponsor the June tail end. Thank you, Roland Rock. Panda says Parks is on BGA as a pretty good implementation. Oh, that's good to hear. Yeah, more people should be playing those games. I do want to shout out Keymaster there, and we can hear futures. Really, people, and if you see the check out the pictures from Gen Con, folks, because Jennifer, Matt, the entire team over there, they got dressed up like camp counselors or whatever. It was really cute, and I thought it was so much fun the way they did that. But yeah, that is Trails, my number 9. Let's move on to number 8. Is this, gosh, I really do enjoy doing these because it reminds me of these fun games that I've played. Number 8, it was a sponsored stream. Michelle and I played this live, and it was Popcorn Dice from Van Ryder Games. If y'all like zombie dice, those type of games where it really is, we call them popcorn games, right? Very light, like snacks, 5, 10, no more than 15-minute games. This is it right here. Popcorn Dice, wonderful push your luck game. It reminded me of zombie dice, but even faster. And this picture cracks me up. They actually have popcorn dice, the dice with actual popcorn. You got to be careful. Don't want to eat that. You're just rolling dice, and anytime you get the pop kernels, those are going to be points. The yellow kernels, the unpopped, they go back in the bucket. They must be re-rolled. And the burnt popcorn, that's the bad one. You don't want burnt popcorn. If you get 4 of them in a turn, you are out. You lose. You don't get any points. But you can use a double pop, like you can see the double pop kernels there, to eliminate one of the burnt. And you just put them. I think you set them aside. But the yellow ones must be re-rolled again. And you just push your luck. You decide when to stop and score. It's a race to 30 points. The doubles are worth 2. The singles are worth 1. Super light, super fun, super quick. And as you can tell, it's ranked all the way. I ranked it pretty high because Michelle and I had a great time with it. This is definitely in our bag as far as like family nights go, when we gather with non-gamers and casual gamers. This is going to be one that we go to quite often, even between games. Like if you play heavier games, this is a great little filler, as they say. Aubrey, thank you so much. I appreciate the kind words. Amazing list. Thank you. Amanda, yes. Get a copy of this game, Amanda. Kabuki loves the popcorn box. Yeah, we had a fun with that because as you can see, Michelle, she did our little stream snacks box. The popcorn box, the popcorn dice. Actually, I'll get it. Where is it? It's over here. Here it is right here. This is the actual... let me get out of here. This is the actual little bucket that you get. So here's our stream snacks. And then here's the popcorn dice. As you can see, we talked about this when we played. It's pretty loud in here, folks, because this is plastic, hard plastic. And the first couple times we rolled this, we were like, oh my gosh, this is loud, like just echoing loud. So what Michelle did, the genius that she is, her crafting genius, she took felt and put it all around here and then also at the bottom. So now when we roll, it's much quieter and we're getting old. That's what it is. We're just getting old. It's like, get off my lawn with your loud popcorn dice bucket. The dice are super chunky. It's just like King of Tokyo. Highly recommend. That's from Van Ryder Games Popcorn Dice. Okay. Thank you, friends. Yeah, I highly recommend popcorn dice, and definitely recommend padding it with the felt. Kabuki says, am I in the minority that I actually like burnt popcorn? Not a lot, but some burnt is good to me. Oh, I don't know. I've eaten some burnt popcorn. I don't like it, but it hasn't like I didn't. Yeah, it was maybe, I don't know. Anyone else like burnt popcorn? Let us know in the comments. And I'm gonna move on here. What is next here? Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, of course this is going to be ranked highly. This is another family favorite. Number 7 is On Tour. I don't remember if we streamed this or if we just played it at home off camera. Actually, we might have done both. On Tour, roll and write game. You are touring America in your band. and you roll the die. Actually, you roll two dice, two 10-sided dice. Gives you a combination of numbers. You're going to write both those numbers on your map. You'll see the map here, and you're trying to connect the spaces. And as you do, you score points. For every city you connected is worth 1 point. If you connected a star, the stars are wild. But if the circled ones, those are cities that were called during the game, and each like specific city you get double points. So there it is. Yeah, visited cities plus visited circles is your total score. The stars are wild, so that lets you get fill in some blanks or so forth. You must go in ascending order. So in this case, you can skip numbers too. So you can see how this person 7, 9, 14, 15, 18, 27, wild, 32, and so forth. So the numbers are like, 1 through 99 or something like that, or 1 through 100, I forget. But such a good game. Super easy to learn, but it's tough. It can be tough, like, because you're restricted by where by what the cards determine what area you have to go to, right? So sometimes, like your west area here, like where California is, may be filled up. You get a number. If you can't write one, boom, can't do it. Sucks for you. Tantalores, I have not played the Europe map yet. I'm waiting for that. Did I order it? I don't remember. I get so mixed up. I don't know if I ordered it or if they said they were going to send it or whatever, but on tour, highly recommend. It was funny. I actually had mixed feelings about this when I first played it, because I was like, oh, I want something to mitigate the dice. I want to do this. I want to do that. But then I realized that's part of its brilliance, is the fact it forces you, like, hey, you got these numbers. You've got to figure out where on the map you can place it. And then you're hoping in a future turn that you'll be able to place the next number, right? And it is luck driven, but there's ways to strategize. Like, you want to leave certain places open, so just in case it hits, you'll be able to complete your map. Okay. Oh yeah, Aubrey. Yeah, you totally got it. Yeah, just like real touring. Yes, folks. I forgot to mention Aubrey. Aubrey and Laser are the amazing people behind the Double Clicks. If you ever watched, oh gosh, I was just watching something. What was it? I think their music was on the Gen Con TV live stream. They have some of their music is played. Please check out. Let's drop in a Double Clicks link here. Got to show love for Aubrey and Laser, Double Clicks. If you don't follow them already, they do like really cool original music. There's the link. Yeah, go check out the Double Clicks, folks. They're awesome. Thank you for joining me today, Aubrey. Kabuki says, a kid says, Texas gets no touring love. Yeah, and Aubrey, you totally got to play this with Laser. Y'all would really like this. Yes, Beth, thank you. Yes, Double Clicks are so great. Agreed. Kabuki says the metal bands would do South America. They do love their metal down in South America, right? I always think of like the classic, is it classic Fear of the Dark by Iron Maiden, where they played in Brazil, like Rio de Janeiro. It's like 250,000 people or some crazy amount. They do love their metal there. So that's on tour. Highly recommend. Again, it's my number 7. It's always going to get recommended by me because I love it. Here's the thing. It's always funny to me. They have, you can't really see it here. Maybe you can see it in another shot. But everyone gets this like menu, right? You unfold this and it becomes your scoreboard. But you can't really see it here, but you have to name your band. And each menu scoreboard has like a different genre. So someone's be hip hop, another be country, another be pop, another be rock. So I always go with Ruelica because that's a little throwback to the Metallica days when I used to listen to Metallica. I mean, I still do occasionally, but Ruelica. Michelle always comes up with clever little puns as well. But yeah, that is on tour. My number 7. Let's go to my number 6. Oh, okay. Number 6. Oh yeah, I forgot about this game. Oh, this is another game. Amanda actually taught this game to me. This was her copy when we met late or early in August, I believe it was. But Summer Camp, another Phil Walker Harding game on the list. Praise be, according to the Brothers Murph. Summer Camp is Phil Walker Harding's deck building game. And this is another one. I don't know if it's still exclusive to Target. It may be out in general release now. But this is a wonderful, light deck building game. And normally, I would say my intro deck building game to new gamers or casual gamers would be something like Star Realms or even Abandon All Artichokes. But I think this may take its place. Now, what you're doing is you're doing all the fun things at summer camp. You're crafting, you're participating, you're doing all kinds of different activities. And it's like this race along this board here. And you're using your cards, a deck building mechanism, very, the classic, draw, I think it's draw 5, play them. You build up currency to buy better cards. Those go into your deck. And as you play those, they give more abilities. But what's neat is as you go along the tracks, you unlock other abilities and resources as you go along. So it almost gets that sort of like a Quest for El Dorado feel to it. Like it's got that race element, sort of like The Good Doctor, Reiner Knizia's game, Quest for El Dorado. But this one is just much lighter and I feel like easier to grasp for new players. So this is Summer Camp. It was released, I think, exclusively at Target at first. But what's neat about this, and Amanda will can talk about more about this because it's her game, but we played with just 3 of the many different decks of cards here, and each one has a different feel. So you have like Adventure, Arts and Crafts, Friendship. Friendship was really neat. I think, did we play with that one, Amanda? Friendship was a very, I guess cooperative or kind, give so-and-so a resource. You get like 2 resources, another player gets 1 or something like that. Then you have games, cooking, outdoors. Did we play with cooking? I feel like cooking was something we should have played with. But yeah, so good and just beautiful components. Was this a Buffalo Games one as well? It might have been. Let me check what company. It was Buffalo Games. So here's the thing. Buffalo Games, they must have signed Phil Walker Harding because earlier we talked about Tetris strategy game, which I didn't really like as much as I wanted. That was also Phil Walker Harding in Buffalo. This is the one I'd recommend. This one, they knocked it out of the park. So cute. Look at, you got Camping Meeples, folks. Camper Meeples. Wonderful, wonderful game. And even though it's a lighter game, I would play this anytime. It's got all the hallmarks of a good deck building game, and it's got the hallmarks of Phil Walker Harding, where you collect sets of things for points. You earn. Are those badges? Are those also like friendship badges or something? There's a compass, yeah. So you earn those for points as well, and it's so much fun. Highly, highly recommend. Yeah, Kabuki Kid. It does have that semi. It looked like an Outer Rim board, right? This is not actually the board. This is just cards. Did Eric take this picture? I look at that. So I just saw this picture. I totally called it. Eric Yorko does amazing photography. This is Eric's photo. So he just did like this little semicircle of cards there. Roland Ruck. Absolutely nothing wrong with a light game. Yes, agreed. Need to check this out. It sounds right up my alley. Totally agree. Totally agree, Rock. And so that's my number 6. Now we're getting to my top 5 of last month, friends. Thank you again for joining me. My name is Ruel Gaviola, and we are talking about the games I played last month in August. It's Ruel's wrap up, the 18 games I played in August. So we just talked about number 6, Summer Camp from Phil Walker Harding. Praise be, as the Brothers Murph say. How did that start? Do y'all know how that started? Are the brothers still here? How the heck did that start? I love that it's a thing now, but I don't know the history behind it. Someone please inform me of the history of Phil Walker Harding and Praise Be. I don't know why, but Michelle and I, whenever we talk about Phil Walker Harding, one of us will always say, "Oh, Praise Be," just automatically. It's funny. Let's move on to the top 5 now. Let me check the comments. Number 5. Played this a couple of years ago at my game night. Absolutely loved it. Loved it. And it never showed up again. I don't know, for whatever reason. Then the pandemic hit, so there's no more, game nights. But number 5 from Days of Wonder, The River. Let me share this screen with y'all, folks. I love this game. It is a lighter worker placement game in the sort of the class of Stone Age. In fact, I've heard some people call this something a game that they show new players instead of Stone Age. So not necessarily a Stone Age killer, because Stone Age is dice based. This one is straightforward worker placement, and you have workers. You can see here, gather resources, convert those resources to other things to get cards, and all the other things, such as, what are they? The tiles that you're laying down on your river, along the river. So you're going down the river, building your civilization, basically your little encampment. And as you go down the river, it's really neat. I love how they did this. It's almost like got this little spatial puzzle to it. I love the little turkey meeples. Those are the food tokens. They're wild. Wild turkey, get it? Then you get the lumber. Really, as any other Days of Wonder game, they are fantastic components, like top-notch, solid. You build the buildings are the ones that have victory points on them. You will also get victory points based on your little tableau that you build. But what's neat is the tableau, it's a winding river, so you have to place the tiles in order. And then it's a spatial thing too. Depending on rows and columns of what you have laid down, you'll get more points. And I like the fact that during a production phase, you go to produce, right? So in Stone Age, you roll dice. Here in the river, you go to a spot. Let me see if I can get a closer view of one of these spots. Like, say, the brick. And the brick's going to give you, you gain brick, but then when you actually go to produce, you look on your board, your player board, like here. And if you have like the brick and the stone or whatever on your board, that's what you get. And then you'll store those somewhere on your board to spend them later. Really neat game. I think it's underrated. I think it was overlooked because people thought it was going to be a more, I guess, a more complex or complicated worker placement, and they might have been let down by the fact it's on the lighter end. But I loved it for that. I think it's just wonderful. Michelle is a big fan, and everyone I played with it likes it. I think I might love it the most out of my friends, but highly recommend. This is the river. Fidelia says tried it when it was new. It was okay, but a bit too light, and that's totally fair. I get it. If you're looking for something heavier, this may not be it. But this does play quickly, so if you like a quick worker placement game with absolutely gorgeous components, the river is it. Rolling with Rock also recognized Eric's work. Well done. And let's move on to my number 4. Thank you again for joining me, friends. My number 4. Oh, we were just talking about this. Actually, Aubrey brought this up. We were talking about Tiny Epic games, and I soloed this, I believe, last month on stream, and it is Tiny Epic Galaxies. Just one of my all-time favorites. Definitely my all-time favorite Tiny Epic game, and solo-wise, it's up there as well. I played this game solo a ton of times. Like, I can't remember how many times, but it's a dice chucker, and you're trying to colonize these planets out in space. You have everything fits in this tiny box, and I love this series of games because Tiny Epic, it really does live up to its namesake. They are tiny games. They fit in this small box, and they are epic because they feel like such a much bigger gameplay experience. You're rolling dice, moving around the galaxy, trying to colonize planets, converting resources to use to upgrade your galaxy, your empire, and that unlocks special abilities. It also gives you more victory points as you unlock more planets and upgrade your empire. Oh, there's some good photos here. Yeah, here's some. That's not Eric, is it? No, it's from the designer. There's your trackers. The dice are nice. They're small 6-sided dice, but with custom faces. And oh my gosh, I love this game so much. I will always play this game. It's so good. It's one of the early games for me that when I got into the hobby, it like sort of blew my mind. I was like, I didn't know what the heck I was doing. And then there's like that follow mechanism, which I love because it keeps everyone involved in the game. So for instance, if Michelle's taking a turn, I can use culture, which is this little like thing right here. I bump that down one on my track to follow her action. So like if she can move a ship on her turn, I can spend a culture to move a ship on my during her turn too. And I love that aspect. And he actually, Scott Adams actually uses that mechanism again in a much bigger game of his called Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea, where players can follow other players' actions. So good. AJ says, been wanting to play this. Yeah, AJ, highly recommend. And it's only like, it's like $25 or so. I've gotten my money's worth and then some out of this game. So good. Let me catch up on chat a little bit. Retina says, I demoed the river at the game store I worked at when it first came out. It's very light and great for teaching the worker placement mechanic. Yeah, totally agree. And been wanting to play this. Tiny Epic Galaxies is my favorite of the Tiny Epic series. Yes. And yeah, right, Aubrey, the follow mechanism is so good. Because otherwise, there's those type of games where when it's not your turn, you're just sort of hanging out, and I mean, Tiny Epic, it moves pretty quickly, but I just love that follow mechanism because it really does tie you into other players' turn, gets you invested, keeps you invested in other players' turns, which is so brilliant. I love, I love the dice. If anything, I think Tom Vassell may have said this before. He always thought that he'd want the Tiny Epic series just to be forget the tiny, just go epic and have them be regular size. But I disagree with that. As much as I would love to see this as a bigger size and just bigger dice, bigger chunk, the fact that it's, I think, retail $29.99, but you can usually get for 25, that makes it a little more accessible for folks who may not have the biggest budget for games. You got to remember that accessibility, and not only, and there's different ways, there's different factors that play into that, like, can you get games, not everyone can afford these games, and I think what Gameland has done is brought this down to a price point where, yes, you can get something that's really, really good which doesn't cost as much as, say, Catan. Catan's like, I think, like a $50 game, right? For half the price, you could get a game that, my opinion, is better than Catan. Don't get me wrong. Catan is a fantastic gateway game. It's done wonders for the hobby, and I'll still play Catan. But given the choice, Tiny Epic Galaxies, that's my number 4 for this week. GB Glazer also says, our favorite Tiny Epic is Harbor. Yes, not officially part of the lane, but should have been. Absolutely. That's like, would have been like Tiny Epic Le Havre, right? With the market mechanism. I really liked Harbor as well. I might have traded it away, though. Darn it. Now that you bring it up, GB, now I want to play it. So I always like that mechanism of market manipulation, where you take one thing or take a resource, the market shifts, and then those get more expensive. And actually, now you think about it, I think Scott also put that in a Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea. He sort of like meshed the two. So anyways, Kabuki Kid didn't like that. And yeah, totally. Yeah, Aubrey, you could totally put this in pocket and bring it. Yeah, Raccoon Tycoon, another one. Let's move on to number 3 game, folks, because I'm looking at the time here. It's almost 11 a.m. my time. I want to thank you all for hanging out with me. I need to get out of here soon because I've got other things to do with my day. Hopefully your day is going well. But let's talk about my top 3. I've got another one here that love to. This has been another hit for me this year. My number 3 is Overboss, a boss monster adventure. A game from, gosh, it is. I want to make sure I got this right. Kevin Russ was one of the designers, along with Aaron Mesburn. If you know the name Kevin Russ, it's from Calico. He did Calico my favorite game of 2020. It's a cat game where you're building a quilt for cats. Wonderful game, fun theme, much more of a brain burner than I thought. That's Calico. Kevin Russ was involved with Overboss 2. This is a different type of tile laying game, and it's based on the Boss Monster world. So you got this like 8-bit video game adventure world. So much fun. I like this better than Boss Monster. Boss Monster is card driven. This is a tile lane. Michelle and I love tile laying games, and like some of the other things Kevin Russ has done, and there's this. I feel like there's this trend of tile laying games now that have been really redefining the genre. So it's not just like standard Carcassonne where you lay a tile, try to score points at the end. These are, you lay tiles down, you're trying to collect sets of things, you're trying to get the spatial aspect just right. You have different abilities that you can use. Here's some. The art is gorgeous. It's almost like a double lane tile lane, because if you see here, you have your rooms that you lay down in your like little dungeon, but then you also have the monsters you're laying down on top of those, and you're trying to match up everything with each other. And there's different ways to score depending on which ones you pick, like which bosses you picked. And so good. I know Rado was really pumped about this. We were big fans of this. What else? What else can I talk about this? It's a wonderful tile laying game, and for its depth, I feel like it plays so quickly. It's maybe 30 minutes, 35 minutes. Yeah, AJ, the theme and art totally drew me in. Yeah. Retina agreed. Calico is a beautiful and very deep game. Gosh, do I think this is... I don't know if this is deeper than Calico. It's a different type of puzzle than Calico for sure. But I still recommend it. It comes with nice game trays as well. All the different monsters can be played differently, depending on what you picked, which monsters you pick, and so forth. Oh, there's someone playing online. Yeah, you could totally play this. There's the boss monsters, different ones that score, give you different abilities. So neat. That's my number 3, boss monster, a boss monster, or overboss, a boss monster adventure. Let's go to my number 2. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Again, I'm just remembering when we played, and this is so good. Yeah. All right. Number 3 is, or no, that was number 3. Number 2 is Ship Shape, a favorite of mine from 2019. Oh, totally underrated game. I don't know why this game didn't get more love than it did. Perhaps people didn't like the box cover. I mean, the box cover, the art, it's okay. Maybe not as exciting as it could have been. It's by Rob Daviau. I mean, this guy's an accomplished designer. It's a how do I explain this? It's not a tile laying game, but you are laying tiles on top of each other. But as you'll see, they have cutouts in each one, and you're trying to you place these on your ship. So the whole thing is you have a ship, you're gathering treasures and contraband, and you're loading up cannons, and it's straight set collection, but it's done in such a neat way where here's your hold. And as you place the tiles, they're going to cover up the rats, which you want, because you don't want any rats on your ship, right? Cover up the rats because you'll lose points if you see them. But the contraband, each thing scores differently. So if you see here, the gold, any gold that you have, you just get the gold. Put straight up points. Contraband is all but the highest player will score the contraband. So if I had 5, Bruno had 6, Michelle had 7. Michelle would not score her 7, but Bruno and I would score 6 and 5. A little inside joke for y'all that know who Bruno is. And then the cannons, your amount minus the lowest amount. So if I have 10 cannons, Bruno has 3 cannons, and Michelle has 7 cannons, then Michelle and I each score our cannons minus Bruno's. Bruno would score 0. So again, another little shout out to if you know who Bruno is, show some love for Bruno. Yeah, such a clever game, so underrated. It's gone out of print a couple of times, which is a good thing. I think more people need to be playing this game. I've never played a game, and it plays from 2 to 6 players. I've never played a game that took longer than 20 minutes. That's how sharp this game is. Totally streamlined, totally recommended. Just so good. It was my number 2 game of the month played. Thank you for Rolling Rock. Yeah, folks. If the secret is out, Bruno is our pug. I like to use him in examples, but yeah, highly recommend this. Go check this out, folks. You got to check it out. Yeah, maybe the JJ. That's a good point. Maybe it was the box cover might have been too generic at the time. But basically. To get let me explain. So as you get the tiles, you don't just grab any tile you want. Everyone has the same set of bidding cards, 1 through 10, and you secretly bid on those. So the highest one will get their first choice. So if you see something and they're placed on a stack, so see that stack, you can't totally see what's underneath it. You can see part of one, but as you bid, the highest one takes the top one, the next, and so forth. And that's where the genius comes in, because you really can't tell, and you're trying to make your best guess. So highly recommend. More of y'all should be playing Ship Shape. It's so good. So yeah, thank you, friends. We're at my number 1 now. Let me catch up on chat a little bit here. Love it that your dog is one of the fictional players, right, Fidelia? Folks, here's another shout out to the 5x. The 5x is a podcast I work on. Been part of it for a couple of years. We just came out with a new episode yesterday. And I raved about Cubitos, one of my favorite games. That was the segment I did. Five reviews, 5 games in 5 minutes each. And in Cubitos, I may have used Bruno as an example player. Be sure to check that out. Thank you, Rolling Rock. Yeah, I love the art style. You might appreciate that. That was from our friend Holly Chu. That's Holly CHIU. She curated all the art and logo for Tabletop Tonight, and we appreciate her. Fun fact, Holly was a former student of Michelle's back in the day. Michelle, when she taught, I think middle school, Holly was a student of hers. Holly is a fantastic artist. You can find her at hollychuart.com. That is Holly Chu, CHIU.
I also need to wrap this up because I'm out of water. I need to go get some more water, folks. So let's take a quick look at the games that, if you're just joining me, this has been my, little Ruel's wrap up, the 18 games I played in August 2021, last month. Had to do this before the end of September because next month is tomorrow's October, and that's when I usually do the wrap up for September. So just to look back at my games, I've ranked them 18-1, my least favorite to my favorite. I liked all the games. I'm easy peasy like that. I'm an omni gamer. I love all games, but some of them I liked more than others. Let's take a quick review. Number 18, Tetris strategy game. Phil Walker Harding, praise be. Love the gameplay. Didn't love the components. 17, Kim Joy's Bakery. If you like Great British Bake Off, you'll love Kim Joy's Magic Bakery. Cooperative game, card game, tableau building, set collection, fun light game. 16, Clip Cut Parks. The only game I know of that is a roll and clip. You actually use scissors to cut your little score sheet. Based on those little Tetris shapes that you're cutting out, you'll post those cards, score points. They have kid-friendly scissors too. So Clip Cut Parks, don't run with scissors, friends. Number 15, Friday the 13th, Horror at Camp Crystal Lake. This was a sponsored live stream from the op. Surprised me more than I liked it more than I thought. I was surprised. It's a retheme of Quartz. If you play with Quartz, push your luck game, collecting different sets of tokens. Number 14, another sponsored stream, Saloon Tycoon, a Western themed game. It's hand management, resource management. You're building a little 3D town of your Western town, adding your rooms on your buildings, then putting a roof on the completed buildings. Got a little bit to take that a lot of players or some players may not like, so beware of that. Number 13, The Good Doctor, Reiner Knizia. His game officially called Reiner Knizia's Decathlon, a free roll and write game. It's Yahtzee style. You can use standard 6-sided dice and you roll them, and there's 10 mini events to match the Decathlon. Absolutely love it. I love Reiner Knizia. This is a free print and play game you can find on his website or BGG. Number 12, Claim from Deepwater Games. 2-player trick-taking game. I like it better than Fox of the Forest. That's the hill I'm going to die on. Check it out if you like trick-taking games. That's Claim. Each faction has different abilities. Makes it really fun. It's very replayable as well because there are expansions. Number 11, The Coldest Night. Another surprise to me. This is a cooperative card game. You're trying to get through the deck of cards by staying warm during the coldest night, by burning objects in the room that you're in. I've played it a couple times. I've not won once. So that's why it's high up, because until I beat it, it's staying at number 11. I want to beat this game. It's a cooperative game. It's soloable as well. Number 10, a fantastic party game, Tattoo Stories. Drawing game. You're a tattoo artist. One player is the customer. You take turns being the customer, and you draw cards. You tell your artist what you want on your tattoo, and then they cannot erase because it's a tattoo. You get a few minutes to draw, and you'll vote on who gets the best. Fun party game. Highly recommend. Number 9, Trails. This is the little sibling to Parks. You're gathering resources to earn badges, going on almost like Tokaido style, where you're the player in the last gets to move first, and you're going across the back and forth the trail and collecting resources to get badges. Fun game. Absolutely gorgeous components. Number 8, a sponsor stream, Popcorn Dice. Push your luck game, fun and quick, like Zombie Dice, but I actually prefer this one. Very quick, perfect for a filler or something to start your night, end your night. Actually, it's one of those games you can play anytime. It's terrific. Number 7, On Tour, another roll and write. This is very puzzly. It doesn't look like it, but it's got a nice connect the dots feel to it, and you're rolling dice. It's such a fun theme. You're on tour as a band going across the U.S. There is an expansion now for Europe, which I haven't played yet, but I'm looking forward to that. Number 6, another Phil Walker Harding game, praise be. Summer Camp, deck building, light. I noticed that I played lighter games this month, and I'm happy about that, because lighter games, to me, they get to the table more often. As much as I love the heavy stuff, they don't get to the table as often as I would like. But Summer Camp, wonderful deck building game from Phil Walker Harding, praise be. And I like the fact that it has different decks that you can mix and match. depending on what type of deck building experience you'd like to play with. The Rivers, speaking of outstanding components, probably the best components of the games I played this last month. From Days of Wonder, a lighter worker placement game along the lines of Stone Age, where it's gathering resources, converting those for victory points and so forth. But it has a nice little spatial puzzle as well on your player board as you build your tableau. Tiny Epic Galaxies, number 4. Oh, an all-time favorite. Dice chucking and colonizing planets. So much good stuff here from Scott Alms. We talked about the follow mechanism, where when it's other players' turn, you can spend a resource to follow their action. Very, very genius choice on Scott's part. Number 3, Overboss, a Boss Monster Adventure. One of the many, I feel like, is a trend of tile laying games that are redefining the genre. In this case, it's almost like a double draft where you have 2 different tiles that can go on top of each other. Kevin Russ is a genius behind Calico. He is part of the Overboss team. Great game. Speaking of great games, Ship Shape, such an overlooked great game. This one is, gosh, it's tile laying. Not really tile laying. It's a puzzle. I would call it more of a puzzle where you're trying to score different sets of points, but each one scores differently, which is neat because then you have to like figure out how you're going to place your tiles there and score the points. And it's got the really fun mechanism of bidding against other players for the right to take the first tile off the little stack. And Ship Shape from Rob Daviau and Calliope Games. Okay, that leads us to our number 1, friends. What was my favorite game? And this is funny because it's another light game. And I don't know what it was about this month, friends, but apparently it was Phil Walker Hardy month because my number 1 game was Super Mega Lucky Box. Michelle and I instantly loved this game. Here's the story behind this game. I had to buy a replacement razor blade for my razor, which I haven't used on my head the last couple of days, which is why it's a little stubbly. But it was on sale, so I saved like $10. I was like, sweet, I saved $10 on this replacement razor. Of course, as a gamer, I'm sure y'all feel me on this. The money I spent, I saved $10. I might as well buy a game. And sure enough, Super Lucky Mega Box was on sale. It had just come out. Phil Walker Harding, praise be. Let me look at the cover alone. I'm gonna buy it. That's a throwback to Schoolhouse Rock, the exact same font. This is, I'd mentioned silver and gold earlier. His Roll and Write. This is basically silver and gold, but without the Tetris pieces, without that puzzle. It's simpler, it's faster, and honestly, I may like this better. It's so fun. It's gamer's bingo. You pull numbers like the number 4. Everyone writes the number 4 on one of their little scorecards. You have 3 to start with. And then you pull, say, the number 3. You mark down number 3. As you complete rows and columns, you get bonuses. Those could be other numbers which you get to mark for free. So if I completed this row, maybe I get a number 4 for free, which I got to mark on another card or the same card, which may complete a column, which gets me a moon. What's the moon do? Glad you asked, Ruel. The moon, at the end of the game, whoever has the most moons gets 6 points. Whoever has the least moons, minus 6 points, just like Sushi Go. Another game by Phil Walker Harding, praise be. You can also get stars, which are worth points. And let me see what else. Lightning bolts. Those are crucial. The lightning bolts, as you gather them, you can spend those to mitigate those numbers. So if I pulled a number 4, I have 1 lightning bolt. I can bump it up to a 5 or down to a 3, which may be the number I need on another card. So, and you could roll over. So if a 9 becomes a 1, 1 becomes a 9. Oh, it's so much fun. We brought Michelle and I end up, and this will be for next month, but on Labor Day weekend in September, we brought this game. And it was such a big hit. Everyone loved it. You can play 2 to 6, but you can play up, as many as you want, as long as you have multiple copies of the game, right? It's so good. Love this game. You also get points for completed cards. So each card requires 9 numbers. So you're trying to finish those quickly because the earlier you finish them, there's 4 rounds. You get the most points in 4 rounds, for round 1, and then the least amount of points in round 4. That is my number 1 game, Super Mega Lucky Box from Game Right. Oh, I love this game. It's so good and so much fun. Highly recommend. And thank you, friends. That is my list of the top game. The 18 games I played last month. Let me catch up on chat, and then we're going to find someone to raid. Let me see. Let's see. Wow, where's the chat? Okay, yeah. Cool. Catch him on chat. Linnea says Omnigamer is such a cool term. Oh yeah, totally. I ripped it off from someone else. Yeah, I love all types of games. My least favorite, I can tell you my least favorite, social deduction. Probably my least favorite, any kind of deduction game, because I'm terrible at them. I always say I'd make the worst detective. Like, you commit a crime, I'm on the case, you're getting off scot-free. Rolling with Rock, Rolling with Rock says, don't remind me, October starts. It is Rocktober, folks. Follow with Rolling with Rock. He's got a bunch of stuff planned. It's going to be a lot of fun. He's giving out prizes as well. It's going to be amazing. Get ready for Rocktober, folks. Linnaeus, thank you for saying that. Appreciate y'all stopping in today. Let me see. Hey, there's Sir Bearsworth. What it do, baby boo? Michelle and I were just talking about you last night. We're hoping you're doing well, friend. Good to see you on here. Schoolhouse Rock, yeah. Linnea says, you're going to make me regret not picking this up at Gen Con. Yeah, it's so good. I saw this at Gen Con, and I tried to tell people, you got to pick this up. It's so much fun. Conjunction, junction, what? Yeah, yes. Panda Angel's also Omnigamer, but not really into heavy fighting games. Got it. Yeah, Board Game Spam's in the house. Hi, Board Game Spam. Yeah, much love to for Rocktober starting tomorrow. Wow. Okay, friends, thank you again for joining me for Ruel's wrap up. These are the 18 games I played last month. Let's find someone to raid. Appreciate all the bits and the resubs, everything else, and all the new follows. Appreciate it, friends. Much love to y'all. Really, really, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I will be back. I don't think I'll be back on my channel for the next couple of days, but you can find me at the Dice Tower Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We're going to be playing a bunch of games as part of the Autumn Spectacular there. Super excited to play games with Tom and all the crew there. There's also, I don't know if you'll see, but Sam Healy is going to be in the house. He is coming back for it. So super excited about that. Don't forget, you can find all my, find me on the socials right there. And follow, and I'd love to connect with you all on the socials and hang out and talk about more games as well. So who are we going to raid, folks? Who is out there to raid? Let me find out. Let me see. Who should we raid? Is John still streaming? Would love to raid Book of Nerds if he is. We're going to raid Book of Nerds, folks. Say hi to friends. Say hi to friends. Say hi to John. Send some love, and we're going to raid. Much love to y'all. Take care. We'll see you next time. And the raid's going to go off in just a second here. And well, I'm going to say bye now, and we'll see what happens. I don't know if it's going to jump right to it, but I had fun. I hope y'all did too. All right. Bye now.